The Oscars are switching stuff up. This here is from Deadline. It says the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences on Monday announced rules and campaign regulations for the upcoming 98th Oscars, which would be held March 15th of 2026. Chief among the changes is a new procedural demand that voters must now watch all nominated films in each category in order to be eligible to vote in the final round. How they expect members to prove they have watched is not spelled out in the AMPAS release today, but this is a key change in the rules that never laid it out quite like this before. So there's that. It says for consideration in the Best Picture category, films released from January 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2025 must have shown proof of submission for the Producers Guild of America mark certification or awards only determination no later than September 10th, 2025. Films released from July 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025 must have shown proof of submission to the PGA no later than November 13th, 2025. This is another rule change. They're making things clear for those of us who are always curious about how the hell does this work in the first place. They heard our questions. Okay? Then it says, with regard to generative artificial intelligence and other digital tools used in the making of the film, the tools neither help nor harm the chances of achieving a nomination. The Academy and each branch will judge the achievement, taking into account the degree of which a human was at the heart of the creative authorship when choosing which movie to award. That's big.
Yep.
So these are some of the rules that are being changed. These are the ones that are being highlighted. I think that AI thing is really interesting, but I like that they said they're going to consider how much of a human being was involved in the creation of this thing. I think that's good. Hopefully that keeps it a human-centered award. But it does make me want to ask a question, though.
Ask it.
How long till you think a completely AI film wins an Oscar?
Not very long.
Yeah, me either.
Because you
I'm
know what's going to happen?
gonna say in the next 5 years.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen? Someone's going to put it out. They're just going to, I know this isn't going to get considered. It's going to be that whole song and dance.
Yep.
And then people are going to be like, this is the best film. What was I talking about?
Or
what was the last awards that we talked about? And I said, man, whenever you watch, it might have been the Oscars. Whenever you watch the Oscars whenever you watch the red carpet and they're talking to the actors and they're like, I just had to be a part of this film. This was the best thing I've ever read. This was the most beautiful piece of work. He is just such an amazing director, just an amazing man. I think it's going to be... I think people are going to love on it just like that. And there's going to be this undeniable... Someone has to make the film, right? Someone has to make the film.
Right, air quotes.
Someone has to spearhead this and do and have it do a good job. I don't even know how to say it the right way, but and have it be recognized. And I think that's all you need. You just need one where people are like, oh, this is incredible, and then that's it. That's it. AI
I can see that
is back on the roster. Yeah.
I can see that. I can also see someone not saying it had AI, winning the award, and then being like, it was me, an editor, and AI. And I didn't want to tell nobody. I just wanted to see what could happen. And now, yes, ladies and gentlemen, AI has won its first award, and I'm privileged to be a part of it and be all, gung-ho about it. I can totally see that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Definitely. see that.
Yeah, but I think these are interesting rule changes.
Yeah.
Um, I'm glad they are setting clear boundaries and clear rules about when things need to be submitted
Hmm.
to their submission process so people can be considered or not considered. I think that's good that we have clear rules now because, man, it'd be a mess sometimes. And I
Yeah.
know there have also been creatives who have said, like, hey, we tried to submit. We didn't even know when was the deadline. And now they're saying we missed it. And so it creates
Right.
this weird thing because the next time that it comes around, you kind of, nobody even remembers that film, you know?
Yeah.
You at the tail end of one, that means you kind of might have missed the mark on the next one. So I think these are great. These are great changes. I like more so that they are announced to the public, so we don't have to sit up there and ask next
Yeah.
year. Hey, but how this film got in there?
Right.
Tell me how this is possible.
Right.
Now we know these are the rules, and so does the anyone involved in filmmaking. The Academy has set up their rules, so I think this is good that we have these things readily available to us.
Yeah. And I love that people have to watch the films, all of them. I don't understand how you vote if you haven't seen them. I don't even that shouldn't even be that shouldn't even be possible. This should have been the rule from the start. No. And now I know that there was a question when you were when you were reading that about how to track something like that. There are systems that can do this. Um I was just thinking about this is not the same thing. But if at work they send you a platform that can track whether you did some sort of compliance assignment, then surely they could track if you watched a film or not. They just have to use the right platform. Those things exist. So, when they send you harassment training at work or something like that, everybody's favorite, right?
Uh,
Because now everything is virtual. When they send you those things and you click on it, but it doesn't, unless you actually go through the course, you don't get that completion confirmation. Now, I'm not going to give away my secrets because I would like to keep my job. But what I will say is that sure, there are workarounds. Surely
oh
there are
my god!
workarounds to these things, okay? But they're getting smarter because some of them now will not play. Kind of like YouTube, will not play if you if you go to a different window or something like that. That's why I'm saying I think the technology exists. They just
Sure.
and it's Hollywood. I'm sure they're very much prepared for something like that,
Well,
or at least know where to go to get
who
that
says the
information.
members are going to follow any of that?
Well, that's the other thing because there is a world where people don't follow it and then they vote anyway. And then you got to count the votes because now you don't have enough votes to not count them.
Well, that's what I'm about to say. Or you just don't have enough votes, and it'd be 7 of y'all voting for everything.
Right. Because that's the other thing too. People could just be like, I respectfully decline. Thank you for sending me
Right.
my information and my little box with whatever I need, but I don't want this.
Right.
I don't want to be a part. Yeah, that's possible too.
That's it.
Well, oh, you were gonna say something.
No, I said that's it.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.